Warning, the following content on this podcast is bound to be heavily opinionated. But we understand that our opinions are not facts. And we thank you for your listening. We hope you enjoy. With that said,
What is up? Welcome to Far Side of the Pod. My name's Jordan. We got Ridge
What's going on, y'all?
and we got Mikey.
hello.
Today we're going to just start off with how we normally start off, and that's with college football. And this may possibly be the last time we talk about it until the new season comes up. Um, because, now both of, all of our teams are out of the running now. We don't really talk about it, but we'll bring it up. Tennessee got their shit creamed. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
was it last week
What
or week
happens
before?
when you
Yeah.
shit talk?
Oh yeah, no, I was telling him that. I was telling him that when we watched the game. I was like, we talked too much shit. But
Just a little
hey,
bit.
as much as I hate Ohio State, I will say that fucking receiver they got, that number 4, that freshman,
Oh, dude.
that dude was fucking us up.
That
And
dude was scary, bro.
and their quarterback, look, I don't know what they're doing over there, but that dude was like our receivers could be right on top of him, and he was still placing it right in their hand, like it was nuts. Like
Ohio State normally creates people that are NFL caliber ready players.
yeah, well, this is probably the best quarterback I've seen them have for a while. I mean, I mean, I guess I just don't remember C.J. Stroud having that crazy of a Ohio State run, but who
It's
knows?
because he wasn't there that long.
True. Well, this is Will Holmes' first year there too, I think. But either way, uh, Ridge, Florida won their bowl.
Yep, we did pretty damn good. If I do say so myself, I did not watch it because,
At
I
least,
prefer to keep my sanity in check.
at least y'all won your last game of the season.
Yeah, we did. That was the main thing. We went out with another dub, and
And you ended with the positive record.
I was about to say we ended with a positive record and went into signing day with a great signing day. And even after signing day, we have pulled out some great wide receivers. We had one flip from, I believe it was Oregon, that was originally set to come to Florida, but he decided to sign with
Oh yeah,
Oregon.
that
He's
5-star
full of his
receiver.
contract. Yep, Dallas Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
and he is backing out from it and coming to the University of Florida. And the last thing I heard of was that there was a rumbling of a wide receiver from Texas possibly coming. That's also 5 stars. So
Oh nice.
don't know what Billy's got cooking, or if he hopefully has an offensive coordinator in mind that's getting all these boys wanting to come to Florida, or if they just see what's going on and want to be a part of it. But only time will tell. Next year, they gotta be in playoff talks for me to have any sort of open Napier in what he's doing.
Right. I will say, dude, I'm fucking scared for Tennessee every
I was
fucking
about to
day.
ask you about that too, because y'all have lost some players now.
Every fucking day, dude. It's been getting worse. I mean, we lost Squirrel White. I think that's the biggest hit so far. Um, we about lost Boo Carter. Uh,
Right.
he was talking about transferring because he wanted to play on offense and defense because that's what he did in high school and that's what he was recruited as an athlete and not just a safety or a receiver.
Yeah.
So I guess Squirrel White leaving opens up that door to allow him to come, and he officially is coming back. So I'm guessing he will officially have roles on offense, defense, and special teams now.
Right.
Um, Mike Williams, there was an announcement saying that he was transferring, but I saw something earlier today that said that he's not like 100% transferring yet. that there's talks that they're renegotiating his NIL deal.
Just as
So,
long as they don't pay over the top for him.
well, here's the thing. I feel like that's been one fault of ours this year, is not using Mike Williams.
Right.
Because, well, not Mike Williams, Mike Matthews. Well, why did I say his name wrong? Jesus. But Mike Matthews, dude, he's the fastest receiver on our team. Like he proved that, and dude still was barely used.
Right.
We lost Holden Stace, our tight end. Like he was like our backup because Kesselman has been running the helm. But I mean, to me, Kesselman wasn't that big of a problem losing. Well, not Kesselman, but Stace wasn't that big of a problem losing because dude only got like 10 catches for the year, 10, 13
Right.
catches. And him leaving us shows his loyalty because he literally just transferred from Notre Dame last year. So
Right.
that don't bother me at all. The only one that really bothers me was Squirrel. Like that really hurts. But hopefully, I mean, with the young talent we're getting in and everything, it helps us out. But I'm really fucking hoping that this shit closes before shit gets nuts.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's either tomorrow or here soon that the transfer portal closes for kids.
Dude, I'm getting nervous.
So you have until spring before anybody else moves on you.
I know, but like there's like rumblings that of like Nico leaving.
Yeah, be all right.
I can't fucking do with that, bro.
Listen, I had the same things rumbling around at the lowest of DJ Lagway leaving.
That'd be
And
crazy.
I ain't worried about that yet. I give it next year before I get worried about that. And then if that happens next year, well, I sure hope that that also meant that Napier went out the door too, because those
Right.
two just are a kind of hand in hand deal for me.
But I guess that's it with college football this week. Um,
One
we
real quick shout out.
okay, go ahead.
Vanderbilt won there.
Yeah,
Bowl
yeah.
game.
And Diego Pavi is getting an extra year.
Hey, how about that? That's cool.
I figured that
Hell yeah.
they was gonna meet in the middle and give him just that one extra year. But I'm happy he can at least get that one extra year.
Right.
And hey, the way that Vanderbilt played and the way that they're expecting to play, and the people that they could bring in, they're getting fucking scary.
We'll have to watch for them next year. That's for
Yep.
sure.
All right, so next we're talking about Superman. A couple days before Christmas,
Nice.
they released the trailer to Superman.
Fuck yeah, they did.
We got the first initial scene, with Superman laying in the ice and getting to see Crypto. And we got to see Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, Hot Girl, Metamorpho, Lex Luthor. I mean, name almost every character that you can name that's in the movie. We pretty much saw in the trailer. What did you guys think about the trailer?
I'm gonna let y'all talk about it before I throw in my mouth.
Okay.
You go ahead, Michael.
I liked it. I liked it. I think what I like is that it's a very believable Clark Kent.
Yeah.
Another thing I'm really big on is, I like Boy Scout Superman.
Right.
I do. Because to me, that's just like, that's prime Superman.
Word.
I do like that, I do like that Crypto's in the movie. I think that's going to be really interesting. What a good dog.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Terrific is really cool. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with like Hot Girl.
Yeah.
But also, of course, Guy Gardner. I thought that was pretty rad. Not gonna lie.
You know, one thing I'm gonna bring up about Mr. Terrific, Guy Gardner, and Hot Girl is I see people all over fucking Twitter and Facebook and TikTok talking about their suits in the trailer, talking about, oh my god, John Stewart, like Zack Snyder's John Stewart suit's so much better than Guy Gardner's suit. Oh my god, why are these suits so horrible? Like, this is gonna be an awful movie. And it's like, dude, if you're gonna talk shit about this movie, look up information about the movie before you talk, because y'all are just sounding fucking stupid. If you know anything about the movie, you know that Mr. Terrific, Hot Girl, and Guy Gardner are working for Maxwell Lord, and that's the suits that they're wearing are matching Maxwell Lord suits. And I
Yeah.
just I just had to say that because I've seen so many people talking shit about it and it's pissed me off. You got anything else to say about Mike?
Other than I'm excited.
Yeah.
I've got high expectations. I just really want it to be good.
So my thought on it is, to me, this has got to be, at least for me, one of the best like initial trailers that we got for a movie in a long time. And it's the first trailer for this movie that we see anything from it, and it was beautiful in my opinion. I mean, Crypto looks great. David Cornsweet looks fantastic as Superman and Clark Kent. And what's crazy is it's hard to tell the difference. Like, well, not hard to tell the difference, but like he looks different as Clark Kent than he does as Superman. And you can tell that there's going to be so much emotion in this movie, and also that they're technically doing like a reverse Kingdom Come Superman, because Kingdom Come Superman, he retired, but when he came back to being Superman because superheroes were using the title of being a superhero for fame, and he hated that, so he felt like he had to go teach him a lesson, so he came out of retirement to show him what being a superhero really meant. And I heard that's pretty much what they're going to be doing with the story. Like, not entirely, but that's a big part of it. And it would make sense because they did use the Kingdom Come S. So I'm pretty excited for that. I guess it really would work out with, all the other superheroes be working for Maxwell Lord, and they could be very popular and too into the fame, and Superman's trying to be like, that's not what being superhero is about and stuff like that.
So that definitely sounds like something Guy Gardner would be on, just from the knowledge I have about his character.
Right. Then,
Constantly, I mean, he's constantly called the worst Green
yeah.
Lantern.
But, we're getting Metamorpho. Don't know too much about him, but I know he can shift into, like, any material or anything like that. And I know he can even turn into kryptonite. So I'm sure that'll be played into it somehow. It did show the fire dragon from Krypton. Like, he was fighting a kaiju, and it turns out to be the fire dragon from Krypton. So that's pretty cool. Um, and also, lastly, Lex Luthor. I mean, we're finally getting he's at least bald, and
Bald.
he actually looks like he fucking hates Superman. And I mean, from what I've heard, that he's like, this Lex Luthor is generally the evilest Lex Luthor we'll probably hear about. Like, he's generally evil. So pretty excited for it. I think said it gives me hope, and I have a feeling it's going to be a special movie. But also, this shit needs to work, or DC is just fucked.
Yeah, I don't want to see. I don't want to see DC just be cooked. That's not something I want.
No. Okay, Riz, you ready?
My turn.
Yep.
All
Yes.
right. I'm gonna start off with getting my slight rant out of the way for it, okay?
All right.
And it's not against the movie. Fuck everyone that has something awful to say about this.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have to hate this so fucking much? What is there to hate? We're getting a comic book accurate Superman here. I don't know if you're aware of that or not because you're so used to the dark, gritty shit that came out of DC beforehand that you're not ready for James Gunn and what he's wanting to bring into the DC now. The vibrant colors match a comic book here.
Yep.
The vibrant colors help set the tone to the movie here. Sure,
Talk
it's
to him
gonna
now,
have
Rich.
it's gonna have some darker scenes to it, but who gives a fuck? It's meant to be more so vibrant. Quit bitching about more characters being in it whenever it's a Superman movie. Oh, it's the Superman movie. It's only supposed to be about Superman. We're in a whole new world right now. Like Aladdin once said, it's a whole new world. I ain't singing it, but you get my point here.
He did say that.
We are getting something new, and I have high hopes for this. This is my first time that I can ever think that I have been full pumped and excited for what the DC is about to do. I haven't been this excited for something DC related at all. Was I interested in the Zack Snyder Justice League that we got to see? Yes, I was interested in it, but I wasn't pumped for it. This is the first time I've come in to being pumped for the DCU and what's going to happen in this world. Just off of what we've seen with Creature Commando, I have full faith in what's about to come with Superman and what all's about to unravel in this new world. And I'm looking forward to it. And just knowing that we also get Crypto is incredible. He's such a good boy. And the fact that we have Superman actually in the trailer get beat the fuck out of, it seemed like.
Yeah.
Don't know what did it, but something beat the fuck out of him and made him look more human than normal. And that is something that you don't normally see neither, is his actual more so human side, even with the suit on. And don't get me started on his new look with the Clark Kent because, oh my goodness, that's how you disguise yourself in a real world.
Yep.
You don't just put on glasses and say, I'm someone else. I have
His whole
on this
body
button up
language is
shirt.
different.
The whole body language, his hair's different. Everything is different. You don't know it's the same person. And that's it. I just cannot wait to see what we're about to get from this. And like I said, I can't wait.
We can't not bring up the Lois Lane either. The Lois Lane is actually like she looks fantastic. Like
Oh
Fucking
yeah.
just jizz over this movie.
yeah. Hey, and I also got to bring up his suit, man. His suit is phenomenal. Like I don't care what anybody says, that suit just is to me. To me, it's like the perfect Superman suit.
Everything's phenomenal about this. And I'm curious too, who points their fingers to Superman to say that he's the bad guy to where the some of the people of the city hate him. to throw a can of soup at his head. I don't know what it was.
Got beamed by a can of Pringles.
Like, just threw like a can of green beans. Like somebody just got done shopping at Dollar General or something in Metropolis and said, "Fuck this, I don't need it." Fuck you,
I'm
soup.
buying this can of beans specifically to bink your ass with it.
I think the trailer showed so much dynamic because we got to see the crowd that was hating on him and threw the can of soup at him and all that jazz. Then we also got to see the kid who was holding up the Superman flag, praying for Superman to come help him.
And you also got to see his another thing with the human side was whenever he broke down in the building.
Yeah.
And he just looked defeated in that scene of like his emotions had defeated him. More so than anything.
I think it's gonna play a part of like how the superheroes that are working for Maxwell Lord are very popular and they do a certain way just because that's how the society wants them to do it, and Superman's doing what's right and everybody hates that. I feel like it's gonna play a part into the movie. Um, but no, overall we're all super fucking excited for the movie. I mean, you guys can expect the weekend of to get a review on it. Um, I'm so excited. And last thing I do want to bring up about it is I'm super excited for Crypto. At first I wasn't, but just because I felt like Crypto should have been a different breed. But finding out that the dog is based after James Gunn's dog.
Got that dog in him.
One of.
But yeah, but it makes it special to me. Like, just makes it feel more special, I guess you could say.
Makes it feel more human.
Yeah. And also, this is the first live action Superman besides Superboy and Tyler Hoechlin's Superman that we get to see a live action Crypto. And I'm excited to see how his role plays into the movie because even James Gunn said it's a pretty important role, and we could see in the trailer when he gets attacked and he whistles for Crypto that Crypto is important to the movie because if it wasn't for Crypto, Superman probably couldn't do it. So, I'm stoked. I'm, like I said, high hopes. I'm just scared because if this movie fucks up, this might be the last we get of live action DC for a while.
I'm not scared about it.
I'm not either, but I'm scared, but I'm not. Like I just want it to do good,
Right, like I said, just from what I've seen, if you haven't, watch some Creatures Commando.
That show's really good. That show is really good.
It gives me faith in what we're getting from James Gunn.
I just think, just by the trailer, dude, I think this is already the most perfect Superman that we'll ever get. And so he'll be the most perfect Superman that we'll have when it comes to like comic book accuracy, the way Superman's supposed to be, and everything. Like we shouldn't have in their fucking second movie. I mean, and I'm not hating because I'm a big Man of Steel guy. I love Henry Cavill, but in his second movie, Superman shouldn't be a thing where Lex Luthor's literally manipulating Superman to try to kill Batman in the second movie,
And Wonder Woman comes in.
And Wonder Woman comes in.
Well, we can't say that it wouldn't be cool to just go ahead and throw her in. Because we are getting superheroes thrown into this one too, but they're not the main focus.
Right. But all right, on to the next thing, and I'm pretty fucking stoked about this one. Oh, also, hold up, I forgot to bring up the Batman Part 2.
It's the only worrisome thing from DC right now.
The Batman Part 2 officially got delayed till 2027. Because, according to James Gunn, we have zero script for this movie.
Really?
I believe it.
Yeah. Dude, this movie came out 2 years ago. We ain't even got one single thing. Like, I know
I mean, I believe we don't have a full script ready, but
at first it was supposed to be about Clayface. That got fucking changed. And of course we hear about Hush. We don't even know if it's going to still be about Hush anymore. I mean, it could be about Freeze. It could be about
we never knew who it was going to be as the villain. That was never set in stone.
no,
Those were just the names getting thrown out right
right.
off the rip.
The only reason I brought up Hush because he was brought up in the movie technically. So that's why everybody pretty much believes that it would be Hush. The one thing that I don't understand is how they're not going to bring in a Robin. And hear me out. I know we don't have to have a Robin in a Batman movie, but with how this Batman is, especially with like look back in the first movie when the guy at the beginning of the Batman gets killed, you see his son and the way Batman looks at him and everything. I mean, to me, it's like he feels that that empathy towards the kid for losing his father, and I feel like if they brought in the Court of Owls and you had you know Court of Owls cause a trapeze acrobatic accident, killing Dick Grayson's family, and us getting a Robin would be great. But that's I guess we're officially not getting a Robin as of right now, which I mean I guess okay, but I don't even at
I
this
mean,
point. What we saying?
my thing would be is the second movie like is there a time skip at all? Is my real question.
The thing is
Because
there's going to have to be.
correct me. I was about to say correct me if I'm wrong because like if we're picking up similar to where we left off in the first movie, this is still a year 2 Bruce. This is still a year 2 Batman. Like I love it. Dude could not handle the responsibility of a Robin right now. Like he would. I'm
Right.
saying at least like 3-4 years into Bruce has been doing this, he can take on a protege. But he's been at it for 2 years. He don't know. He knows a lot, but he ain't got it all yet.
The thing is,
Like there's
there's
like
gonna have to be a
he
time
has to
jump.
have that. Yeah,
But the only reason I bring that up is because this is it's gonna be the movie's gonna come out 5 years after the first one, and Robert Pattinson's gonna be almost the same age as Ben Affleck was in Batman vs Superman. So like, we can't still have a year 3 or year 4 Batman with Robert Pattinson looking that old. So I don't know what they're gonna
Well,
do.
can I throw out my few cents on this real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, of course.
Okay, so first off, to match what you were just talking about, to pick off of that, we don't know how that motherfucker's going to age. Okay,
I mean,
for
true,
all we
but
know, he'll age like I can't think of his name. I just went completely brain dead on it. The guy that's playing in Tron and played Joker,
oh, Jared Leto.
Jared Leto. He could age like Leto does and just not show his age at all.
True.
Leto's like 50 or 60 now,
Jared Leto's in
but
his 50s, yeah.
still looks like he's at least in his mid 40s.
Yeah.
Uh, to pick off the Robin thing, I don't think we'd get a Robin. Because from what I know, James Gunn sat down with Phillips over this and said, "All right, here's what I'm going to do with my Batman."
It's not Todd Phillips. It's
Uh,
Matt Reeves.
Matt Reeves, sorry. Jeez.
No, I was just
Yeah, thank you for the brain catch right there. That would have been terrible to let that slip through and then somebody come at us in the comments over.
right.
Yeah, I'm
Everything.
sure one of the maybe handful of people would be like, Ridge is such an idiot.
Hey, you never know what they're saying about me. I don't check it for good reasons. But I I know that they sit down and talk about what they're planning to do with their Batmans. So more than likely, James Gunn already sat down and said, "Hey, I'm going to be using a Robin. So what are you going? So you probably ain't going to have the option to use Robins in yours."
Right.
And they was probably fine with that. Now, here's my only worry too. If we keep on delaying this, what's going to end up happening is that James Gunn's Batman Brave and the Bold is going to be ready to come out. They still ain't going to have the Batman Part 2 even ready to go, and
And
it's going to get canned.
yeah, and I will tell you, dude, I will literally freak the fuck out if the Batman gets canned.
If it gets canned, I'll understand. I'll hate it. My only thing that makes me think it's not going to get canned is just from how well the Penguin has done,
Yeah.
how well the first movie had done. There was a lot of good going right there. Just to leave it out in the open like that, I just don't see happening. I see it still continuing. It slightly worries me knowing that we're pushing it to 2027 now, saying still that we don't have a script ready for it. What's going on? Why are we pushing? Why aren't we sitting down and talking with other writers too to try to help get this thing done, you know?
Right.
I mean, by now we've had hints of Hush. We've had where it's supposed to be set at because it's supposed to be set during winter time in the snow.
Right.
Freeze is right there too. Possibility of
Mhm.
we still have the Penguin here. We have Joker and the Riddler sitting in jail together. I mean, they could break out for all I care, and you could tell the really good story out there. Oh, by the way, not to mention, we have had a hint of Clayface already.
Have we?
You haven't watched the Penguin yet, have you?
No, I have. I just didn't realize it, I guess.
Okay, you know the girl that he dances with at the end.
Yeah.
Her last name is the exact same last name as Clayface's actual last name.
Oh, snap.
So technically, in this universe, she could be Clayface
Yeah, true.
if they want to go with the more realistic route,
Yeah.
because she changes her appearance for Oz so that way he can see what he wants to see. So she changes to look like his mom. Spoilers, by the way, if you haven't watched the finale of Penguin, it's on you because we're talking about the end right here. Uh, so sorry, Mikey, if you haven't watched it.
Oh no, it's okay. I know what happens.
So she's able to look identical to his mother
Hmm.
because of makeup and a wig. Her last name's the exact same as Clayface's actual last name. It sets it up perfectly that she could actually be this version of Clayface.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's different villains right there for you to work with. Just pick one and let's go.
Word.
It's, this is turning into the Blade.
I can see it, man. I can see it.
It's turning into Blade's issue.
Yeah.
We're not able to write it for some reason, and so it's sitting on the shelf
The
collecting dust.
the thing
Come
is
on,
that
let's get somewhere.
they got the greatest, like, I could do a Blade movie right now, and I promise you it would do good. Like, I could come up with a Blade movie right now and it would do numbers.
Brother, according to them, ain't nobody doing a Blade movie yet.
I know, and it's just I think it's stupid. It's like,
Have we already talked our idea on who should grab the reins to Blade, by the way? I'm just curious if we touched on that.
I think we have.
I think we
Maybe
did, but
I can't say I've accurately kept track, y'all. I'm gonna keep it a buck there.
I'm just
just to
saying.
throw it out one more time for us.
I'm just
Hand this fucking thing off to Mr. Peel to do.
yes, like Jordan Peele could literally make this the perfect Blade movie.
The dude's the perfect guy for horror. He wants to work with Marvel. It's all set right there. Hand
And
it off to him.
and he could also, if you know Jordan Peele's also a very funny comedian, and we could have the humor, like just the quip lines, like Blade is famous for, some motherfuckers try to ice skate up Peele
Oh,
and shit like that.
there's always some motherfucker. Yeah, always some motherfucker trying to ice skate uphill.
But like then look at the actor, dude. You have a Oscar award winning actor in line to play the Blade, like play Blade. Like we've already heard his voice at the end of Eternals. Like don't take Mahershala Ali as Blade away from us.
I mean, he's still committed. As far as I know, this dude is committed to getting this role.
Yeah, he still is. Like
My God, I think as long as his health stays good, he could do it at 60
oh
and
yeah.
probably do about 10 more movies
I mean, hell, look at Wesley
on top
Snipes.
of it.
I mean, Wesley Snipes, came back in
Right.
Deadpool and Wolverine, and it was fucking phenomenal. And the thing is if something happens and Mahershala Ali does back out, the only option that I think that we really have left is to go with another Wesley Snipes movie. But I don't know.
I think if he backs out, that's not our only option. I think
I mean,
our next option.
there's so many beautiful actors that we could choose to play, Eric Brooks, but I feel like for the longest of time now, honestly, I feel like it's been almost 8 years, 5 years in that time frame that we heard that Mahershala Ali will be playing Blade. It feels defeating, especially as a massive Blade fan. That and for somebody that it shouldn't be that hard to even come up with a story, like a good story for Blade. Like it shouldn't be that damn hard. I don't know, understand why it's taking him so damn long to
We're, we're
get shit
falling
together.
down. We're falling down the same rabbit hole as what we did. I mean, just to bring it back, we're falling down the same rabbit hole with Batman as we are Blade,
Right.
is what I'm feeling. And I don't like it, but I mean, by this point, it better be good, is all I can say.
Yeah.
I mean, for us to have to wait this long, if it comes out mid, like, you know,
Yeah, that's
eh,
really the problem.
it's going to hurt because y'all waited so long and went through I don't know how many different fucking riders on that. Now take it too though, Batman hasn't had a single rider yet.
Right.
And hasn't lost its director and lost riders left and right on it. Everything's still in place with Batman. It's just being delayed like
Crazy.
they just don't want it yet. That's my main worry though, is that you're going to end up pushing it back to Brave and the Bold.
Yep.
And nobody's going to want to see two Batmans back to back like that.
Nope, especially when they're going to be two totally different versions of that character. Because, I mean, we're going to have a more grounded Batman versus a Batman that's already going to have his family.
Right.
But, either way, on to the next segment before, we keep going on and on and on and on about this like we can. For me and Mikey specifically, I know Ridge, I know you're somewhat of a fan, but not as big as me. We are officially getting a Power Rangers reboot. And it's not just a reboot, it's going to be a remake and a completely original story. I don't know if y'all knew that. I think I told Mikey, but I didn't tell you, Ridge.
You didn't tell me.
I I caught that whenever I watched the video yesterday from 3C Films.
Right. So, we're getting a completely original story. So that gives me super hope. I mean, yeah, we could rehash the same shit that we did with, Mighty Morphin and when they did with the 2017 Power Rangers, or they could, be smart and bring in another team or something like that. But they probably went with the greatest thing they could have possibly done and just made this completely original. I mean, hell, we don't have any Sentai footage to go off of, and like we have the opportunity to bring in a new team, new characters, and make this refreshing, and make this more for the fans who grew up watching this. Because I mean, if they go with like an animated movie, which I don't think they will, because I've heard that it's going to be a live action movie. I mean, I wouldn't totally have been mad, but I feel like this should be a little bit more serious, kind of like how 17 was, but not as serious. Like it needs to be serious, but not like super serious. But we need great suits, and they need to stick with the format. They don't need to make them look very Iron Man-ish or just making them a certain way. They need to make them look good, and that you don't have to make them look exactly like any other Power Rangers, but make it look like a Power Ranger suit and not some kind of cosmic, you know, superhero suit. Like, I mean, 2017's movie is phenomenal in my opinion, but that was my only fault with it, was I don't think the suits were the greatest.
Oh, that was the best thing I had going for it.
I mean, the suits were cool, but dude, I've been watching Power Rangers my whole life, and I'm used to the helmet looking like an actual helmet and the suit looking like a morph suit over a
Right.
actual suit, and I want it to be more like that just because the character of it, like it's just people in suits fighting to defend the Earth against anything and everything they can, not using some kind of cosmic force or whatever. But I'm excited. I want to see, if they're going to bring in Zordon and Alpha, or if they're going to go on with a different route with that. I just hope they don't do some goofy shit or try to make it like post-apocalyptic, like Operation Overdrive, or just different shit like that. I want it to be grounded. I want it to be about some teenagers who get called upon to save the world, and they have to settle their differences between each other and become the Power Rangers. I think that'd be the best thing for this movie. We're getting new characters, and some actors that I can bring up that I would love to see in this franchise. And yeah, a lot of them's probably going to be Cobra Kai actors, because why not? But I mean, if we're going to have a Tommy related character, you can't not have Tanner Buchanan play him. Tanner Buchanan is who played Robbie Keane in Cobra Kai, who was Johnny Lawrence's son, but he is like, if you ask anybody who would you choose to play Tommy, if they brought Tommy back, that's who they bring up. Then I mean, the kid who plays Kenny in Cobra Kai would be a fantastic Zack. I mean, we have so many options that we can have for everybody, but I just hope that they choose correctly and give these characters depth like the original characters do, because we can't just have three jocks and two, mean girls or whatever. We got to have the dynamics. We got we got the jock, we got the outsider, we got the nerd, we got the preppy girl, and we got the outsider girl. Like, we got to have these dynamics for it to work. And I'm excited to see what they bring to it. I hope they bring it more PG-13-ish. I don't think we need rated R. I think that's an overtrope.
No,
But make it
no,
PG.
I don't listen. Real quick, never in my life do I want to see Power Rangers be rated R. That's not what it is.
Now I will say the Power / Ranger short film that came out that was rated R, it was a banger. I did love it. But
Like there are certain things that, like certain themes and certain storylines that make sense for it to be, but just like on the whole,
Right.
to me, Power Rangers is for
Like
little
for
boys and girls. Like it's for kids and adults alike. I don't think it needs to be just for adults.
they have the opportunity to make this enjoyable for the people who grew up with Power Rangers and for the people who are going to be growing up with Power Rangers. Like they have the opportunity to make this great for everybody. And I am praying they do it. And I want emotion in it. I want it to pull my heartstrings because Power Rangers isn't just kids in a morph suit fighting putties. Power Rangers is about, 6 teenagers who get chosen to defend the earth, and they can't tell nobody that they're Power Rangers, but they pretty much have to leave their families. They pretty much have to, do everything in their power to sacrifice, and the only people that they can trust is themselves. So 6 teenagers who don't really even have a connection between each other have to trust enough, trust all of them with their life. And they need to have that emotion into this. They need to have a compelling story, whether it's Rita Repulsa, whether it's Zed, like as if you're bringing back an old villain, cool. If you're bringing in a new villain, cool. But make it make sense. Make it like we need a point. We can't just be like, oh, we got to save the world. And yeah, that's what the point of it is. But make there a good motive. Make it emotional. Make the action scenes absolutely fucking phenomenal. And we want to see phenomenal hand-to-hand combat. Like we want to see that shit go nuts. And we gotta have a morphing sequence. I mean, that was one of my things about the 2017 movie is the morphing sequence was okay, but I mean, and the only thing that was really going for it was the emotion behind the morphing sequence because it took them the whole fucking movie to like trust each other and to get to the point where they could morph. But I want a morpher. I want I don't want it to be something that's on the inside of them. I want it to be an actual morpher. I want it. I want to see like an actual sequence. I don't want to see just a slow shot of them walking out of the command center. I want to see a full-on sequence. Hell, I don't care if they're sitting there showing the villain just standing there watching them turn as a comedic thing. I don't give a damn. I just want to see it for nostalgic reasons. And one thing that you can't not have in the movie, and then I'm going to say as my final thing, is you better have some kind of rendition of Go Go Power Rangers play. Because I promise you, and this just from experience from the 2017 premiere, you'll get a pretty big pop from that. So just if as long as they take care of this movie and handle it with care and write it properly, we should be all right. And hopefully, even Ridge brought this up yesterday. Maybe eventually have some kind of crossover. I mean, hell, we're getting Transformers and GI Joe, and I mean, and think about it. Paramount now is now doing Ninja Turtles, and we have got a Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles team up.
You might want to throw out the fact that Paramount is the ones over
Yeah,
Power Rangers, just
Power.
for people
Well,
that don't
well,
know.
Hasbro is over Paramount. Like Hasbro was teamed up with Paramount, and that's who they do the Transformers movies through. That's who they do the Ninja Turtles movies through, and that's who they're doing GI Joe and Power Rangers through. And I'm happy. Hasbro, they're a little on my negative side when it comes to Power Rangers, especially when it comes to the toys, because y'all stopped making them and they're so fucking hard to find now. But just if you do this movie right, you'll win me over. But
All right, I got a
well,
couple of pieces I want to throw at you.
okay.
All right, so first thing, and this is the more so important thing.
Mhm.
Who do you want to direct this movie?
I don't think it has to be anybody big. Like honestly, um, I mean, I probably couldn't think of an actor off the top of my head.
An actor?
Not actor, but director. I mean, if he wasn't so busy, I think James Gunn would be a pretty good director for it. But he's going to be busy with the DC.
Yeah.
And I only say that because like of the humor that Guardians has, and the humor and the heart and everything that it has, I feel like it could be a good trope for Power Rangers as well. But I don't think you have to have a big director for Power Rangers. You just have to have somebody who understands the point of Power Rangers.
I have two names I can think of that I could. I want to get your thought on them.
Okay.
Okay, so first one is John Watts.
Oh, John Watts. Yeah, I do like. Did Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he'd be pretty good. Yeah, I could rock with that.
Okay, and the only other name that I can think of right now that I would just about throw it to, just out of curiosity, would be Seth Rogen.
I wouldn't be totally against it because, I mean, hell, he did the animated Ninja Turtles movie, and we loved that.
Yeah.
And that humor and that heart and everything that I was talking about, the Ninja Turtles movie had that exact humor and heart. And I feel like, it would work well in this movie. So I wouldn't be against Seth Rogen, surprisingly.
Those are my two options that I think would be a good director for it.
Yeah, I mean, if Seth Rogen wants to come into it with the same heart that he did with, Teenage Mutant Turtles, the Next Mutation, whatever it's called. I can't remember off the back of my head yet. But, yeah, I definitely could see him doing this. And that's why I brought up if they did it in an animated movie. Like,
Yeah, especially if they do an animated style, I could see him getting the reins to it too.
right, like,
But I mean, either way,
I am so not against. Like I would actually be okay with them doing a animated not Ninja Turtles, but Power Rangers movie because I
I think
feel
he'd
like
Yeah, I
be
wouldn't be
interesting
against it
for
either.
live too.
I feel like they could do something really special with an animated movie. But I
My
do.
other
Oh, sorry, Rick.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. I was just saying that I do want to see it live action, just because Power Rangers is nostalgic to me and I love it. I don't care how campy it can get. I just think Power Rangers to me is some of the most perfect feel good things to watch because
Right.
whether you like it or not, it's going to make you smile whether you're laughing at how campy it is or you're smiling because you like it, you enjoy it. I mean,
Speaking of campy
yeah.
on it, that was going to be another one of my questions. Is if we get whatever villain they decide to go with, which do we want the villains to be able to move their mouths or no?
I mean, yeah. I
Because
mean,
I grew up on the villains that didn't move their
Y-
mouths.
well, you
You
know,
know, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I would laugh if their mouths didn't move.
I mean, you,
I
you you
grew
know
up
why
on
that
those
you know why their mouths didn't move, right?
because they're
Because they
puppets of way
no
back when.
no they weren't puppets. They were people in suits.
Well,
But
people on suits, puppets.
but
Right.
the thing about it is they would use the same footage from Super Sentai for the American stories. Like especially when it came to some of the villains and the fight scenes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They just replaced the audio. And the only person that I mean, there's only a few villains that I can think about that were not carried over. I mean, think of I don't think Diva Tots was a I don't think Diva Tots was carried over. Um, Rancid. I can name a few, but of course, Rita Repulsa was there and Zed and
Right.
Goldar and stuff like that. But I just thought of something a second ago, guys, that I feel like would be absolutely phenomenal to do if they didn't do like a complete reboot with an original story and everything.
Yeah.
What if we started with the in space team?
Ooh.
Just because, I mean, we could still bring in Zordon and Alpha if we wanted to, but it gives us a new team, and it doesn't have to be Earth based. I mean, it would be cool to see a new Andros and everybody, and of course, we got Zane, the Silver Space Ranger. But oh my, okay, I just fucked myself. The greatest thing, if they had decided to base it off a different season, I think the best season for them to do, especially if they're doing live action, is Lightspeed Rescue. Just because,
Yes, dude.
just because it would give it heart because each individual person is a first responder. I mean, except for 3. I mean Carter is a firefighter. Then you got the Pink Ranger who was a medic or a paramedic. Then you had a guy who was with water and he worked at like SeaWorld and shit like that. Then you had the guy who could fly planes and the girl that was into rock climbing. But they could make it to where each individual person is a first responder and make it work out that way. I just think that would be banger. And like it gives them the opportunity that if they're not doing teenagers with attitude like Power Rangers are, they could go with younger adults and still have it have heart, have them all be first responders. I think that'd be a cool story, but that's just me.
Can I throw
I'm
an
pretty
art
sure.
name into the mix on people to play characters?
Yeah, go ahead.
And you'll probably dog me on it, okay? And I'm completely fine with it.
Okay.
For the pink for the Pink Ranger,
Mm-hmm.
Jenna Ortega.
I mean, I'm not gonna dog you for it.
You're already dogging me for saying
No, I mean, she's a great actress, and we all love Jen Ortega. But the
I don't think.
the
I don't
thing
think
is,
she's a Pink Ranger.
I could see her as Yellow Ranger for sure. Like Yellow Ranger.
Yeah, I was about to say she Yellow Ranger for sure, but like,
But
nah.
here's the thing. They're more than likely going to go with the route of a female being the leader.
you're
So,
right.
so we're more than likely may get a red, like a female Red Ranger.
Maybe.
I mean, look at, I don't know if you've seen, but like the last season that they did, right? The final season that they did in the Power Rangers franchise was Cosmic Fury. And the Pink Ranger from Cosmic Fury, from Dino Fury, is the Red Ranger in Cosmic Fury. Also, these new comic books that they're coming out with, I can't remember the name of it specifically, but it's almost like a new telling of the original team.
Right.
And uh, the Red Ranger's a girl, and there's no longer a Pink Ranger. There's like a Purple Ranger, and it's a guy.
That could be interesting.
So we never know what they can do. I mean, they brought in the final season of, the final part of Cosmic Fury, they did bring in an Orange Ranger. So I mean, you never know what they could do with it. I mean, they could stick with the red, pink, yellow, blue, black, and gold or green, whatever. But we could just stick with the original colors. I mean, I'm okay with that too. But I'm excited for Power Rangers. I think they can do something special with it, but you just got to do it right. You got to get somebody who loves the franchise for what it is. You can't just get somebody that's like, oh, I've seen Power Rangers in passing. I think I can do it. No, we need somebody who knows the lore, who can do it correctly, and make this special,
I
And
agree.
and if you're doing live action, like I said, heart, we need morphin sequences, we need great action, and the villain better have a good motive. Like it can't just be like Rita Repulsa. I've been in a damn space dumpster for thousands of years and now I'm finally free. Fuck Earth.
Trash can.
Right. We don't need that. I think we need a good motive.
Us.
Because if we're going to have a successful Power Rangers movie where we can have multiple movies and or spin-offs, TV shows or whatever, we need to have a compelling victim. Not victim, but villain. And we need to make it to where people actually enjoy this, kids and adults of all ages. But yeah, that's it I gotta say on Power Rangers. Anybody else?
I still just I was just gonna say I still think it's very hilarious that Rita got to roll around in space for a very long time and what's essentially a space age chamber pot.
Right. Hey, to be for real, if I had to choose who the villain was, you know who I would choose?
Yeah.
Ivan Ooze.
Ooh.
We've seen the rehashing of Rita Repulsa. We've seen the rehashing of Lord Zed. We've seen rehashings of many, many villains, Goldar, you name it. But we haven't seen a rehashing of Ivan Ooze. And if you really want to pull some nostalgic trips, bring in Ivan Ooze, I promise you. Ivan Ooze would help you do numbers. And Ivan Ooze, even though
Was a
even
menace.
though that '90s movie, oh, bro, and I know this it's on topic with Power Rangers, but you know what I just found out? Power Rangers, the movie, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie from the '90s, takes place in a different universe than the original show.
Huh.
Like, completely different universe. Because I guess they're pointing out that that specific team, Aisha, Rocky, Tommy, Kimberly, Billy, and Adam, have been the Power
Mm.
Rangers since the beginning. And there has been no such thing as a Green Ranger. He was just the White Ranger.
Oh.
And that would make sense on why their suits look different and why it's more armored. And I mean, we still get the Ninjetti and everything in the original series, but I guess they get it differently in the series than they do in the movies, so that would make sense. But that really fucked me up. As somebody that's been watching that movie my entire life, I never realized that. But it would make sense that it was. So I just had to bring that up to you, Mikey, because that just fucked me up.
Yeah, no, dog. I'm actually tripping a little bit over that. I'm like, oh my god, I never realized. I didn't think about it because I watched the movie and I was like, oh, okay, this is Tommy Post Green
Right,
Ranger. Like,
right.
I didn't.
And the thing is, oh, the thing is, dude, it if they want to play off something else, make the villain the Green Ranger.
Ooh.
I mean, think about it. They did a 5 episode part in Mighty Morphin just for the Green Ranger. And you could make it either at the end of it or halfway through the sequel where he becomes a good guy. But I think that'd be cool. But yeah, that's it on Power Rangers. Anybody else got anything else to say about it?
Uh, I'm excited. I want it to be good so bad.
I have faith, especially with Paramount, how they did with Ninja Turtles and how they're doing with Transformers. I have faith. Okay, so the last thing that we really want to talk about is 2025. I mean, we're 2 days away from the new year, and that we got some things to anticipate between games and movies, and that's what we're really gonna bring up in this discussion about it. To name some movies, and let me name a few of these movies before we talk about these. All right. I
I
mean, we're getting the Wolfman for us from Universal Monster fans.
Hell
We're
yeah.
we're getting Captain America: Brave New World. We're getting Paddington in Peru, which I don't really care about Paddington, but I know a lot of people do, so good for y'all. We're
well, I
getting
know all of our Paddington fans are going to be very upset with you.
Yeah, because we got a shit ton of them too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
See,
I bet
Ridge gets
you
it, Jordan.
I bet you anything, those are the same ones that hate me in the comment section.
Yeah,
They're just the haters.
but we're also getting Mickey 17, the new Robert Pattinson movie, which is directed by the guy who did Parasite. So that probably be a pretty good movie to check out.
That's what Pattinson's been doing this whole time instead of trying to figure out what the fuck's going on with the Batman.
Then we got a movie that I'm going to be forced to watch, but I know I'm going to fucking hate, which is Snow White.
Why are you just hating it all of a sudden, though?
Dude, it's not been all of a sudden. I've been hating on this movie ever since they started fucking filming it.
Oh, why are you hating on it so hard?
'Dude,
5 in the morning, I be hating on shit.
Other than what's her face having issues and
no, that's not why. I've
the
got so
CGI being shit.
I've got such deep reasons, dude. Um, First of all,
We got time.
I grew up watching Snow White. That's my mom's favorite Disney movie. She loves Dopey, and I've seen it a lot growing up. And my Snow White's my wife's favorite Disney princess. I mean, a lot of people in my family, I mean, even my grandmother calls Brittany Snow White because she's
I've
got
also called her Snow White before.
she's got fair skin and dark hair.
Never done that.
You haven't, but other people have. But also, I can't fucking stand Rachel Ziegler. And I saw the first little snippet or whatever for Snow White the other day, and it was the fucking original song. How the
You were
heck?
sitting there vomiting in your mouth, wasn't you?
Well, I mean, first of all, the song was ass.
You
Uh,
said, "Oh."
and I'm not being biased. The song was genuinely sucked, in my opinion. But the fact that you make your first viewing or like first clip or whatever for this movie, exclusive look, whatever, an original song is so fucking stupid. You don't do that. I mean, it's like if they did that for Aladdin and they did that song that she did, that was the original song of the movie. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. People would have been pissed. But this movie doesn't get enough hate on it. I mean, think about the little people who could have played the dwarves like they should have, but old Peter Dinklage fucked that up for us. And now we got, at first they were using full grown as men to play the fucking dwarves, and that wasn't, that didn't go over great. Then people complained to the point where they used horrible CGI, and now we got to fucking live with that. But if you're excited for it, good for y'all, but I'm not.
I just want to say to touch on something there. I respect Peter Dinklage's wish to not be seen as his stature, the same
Yeah, of
way I
course.
respect the same way I respect Harrison Ford for not wanting to only ever be seen as Han Solo.
Right.
He's done other things that I understand, but my biggest issue with it comes from the outcry from those who have dwarfism, saying that they would have genuinely given those roles a run for their money. They would have liked to play those roles.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, when you even got Wee Man from fucking Jackass being like, "Yo, I want to be in the movie," and they
Could you imagine Wee Man
Wee
as
Man
one
would have
of
made a
seven
killer
dwarves?
dopey.
Wee Man,
Oh my god.
Wee Man would have been a killer Grumpy.
Oh yeah,
We got
Grumpy.
Wee
Like any
Man.
of them.
Oh my
But
god.
that's pretty much all I really have to say about that. Just in that vein, I understand, but there were individuals who were very much interested in playing those roles
Yeah.
that I'm sure, much like Peter Dinklage himself, understood and did not want to only ever be seen as their stature, but also would have loved to play a beloved role.
Right.
Instead, we now have voice actors, no discredit to voice actors, but we have voice actors in voicing CGI characters where there could have been real people.
Right.
And that's my biggest grievance with it. That's what upsets me the most, that genuine individuals would have loved to play those parts and will not be playing those parts.
All because of one fucker
Yep.
that went on to play fucking goat.
Yep.
A literal fucking
Bad
goat.
move. Bad move.
A, still a short in stature character.
Yep.
Just
Who-
to voice it instead of actually.
A short in stature character who also gets discriminated against. Just saying.
I know that it's just adding on to my anger with him.
Yeah. But and that's after that we got.
It's definitely frustrating. I can't be. None of us here can begin to. I want to say understand, but I was looking for a different word, but that's the truth. None of us can begin to understand any kind of challenges that come with having dwarfism or anything like that. But still, my biggest, again, I hate to sound like a broken record. The biggest thing I'm upset about is that there were individuals who were pining and have made mention that they would have liked to play those characters given the chance, and had that chance stripped from them. That's my biggest beef. I'm going to leave that there because that's like the third time I've said it.
I'll punch him in the nose for it.
The next thing that we're bringing up is Minecraft. I'm not really excited for that either.
I do not give a shit about this movie.
I will be
You could
honest,
not.
guys. I'm going to watch it more than likely in theaters just because it's oddly funny looking. You know, it's going to be a good movie to go laugh at. I think
I just don't understand why they made Momoa look like they did. I mean,
Why does
because
he look like an over?
because
Why does my man look like an oversized Dora, bro?
he's supposed to be a guy who is stuck in the '80s. That was an apparently like an arcade, like a video game arcade legend, like
oh,
did competitions and was really good at them.
okay.
And that's his whole stick, and he's just stuck in his '80s ways, and that's why he still wears the wild color clothes and has
Yeah.
looks the way he does and acts how he acts is because he's still stuck in the '80s and still stuck as this arcade cool guy that
Yeah, the
won all
arcade
his
prowler.
right.
Hey, I get it and I understand. Why couldn't that have been expressed like in the character show of like Jack Black appears on screen and it's just like Jack Black as Steve, or whatever, and he's like, I'm Steve. Like, what else do you need to know? But like, it's like, and who are you? Only the best guy to ever rock the arcade in the '80s. Who are you?
I
Right.
mean, they technically nod to it in I think the second trailer.
Yeah, but I feel like okay, speaking only for myself here, they killed it in the first trailer for me. I was like, I do not care.
Yeah. I mean, it just doesn't look that great to me. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but I don't know if I like it or not. I do want it to prove me wrong, but
It
it's
it
gonna have
piqued
to.
my interest. I think it's going to be good to go laugh at. Go have to me. That's one that we should go watch at like the Cinnabon or something. Have a few drinks while watch it before we watch it, and have a drink while we watch it,
Right.
and have a good laugh at it.
I agree. I agree. All right. So next thing to bring up, the next movie to bring up is honestly, it's one of my most anticipated movies of the year. It's a movie called Sinners. It's Michael B. Jordan plays twin brothers in the Ryan Coogler horror thriller. The duo came across a great evil as they attempt to start over their lives by returning to their hometown. And the trailer ends on an eerie note, and it says, "You'll keep dancing with the devil. One day, he's gonna follow you home." And what it is it's a vampire movie, And Michael B. Jordan plays two different characters in the movie. He plays a vampire and a vampire hunter. And like he plays the main bad guy and the main good guy. So I'm and
Is it just his? I mean, is that just his paycheck squared?
I guess and the guy who's directing it is Ryan Coogler, who did Black Panther and Creed.
Oh,
So I feel like, and Haley Steinfeld's going to be in the movie as well. I think the movie's going to be absolutely fucking phenomenal. I'm super stoked for it. And we I at least I love Michael B. Jordan. I mean, Mikey and Ridge, you guys know how much Black Panther meant to me and how much I love that movie.
Yeah.
And y'all also should know how much Michael B. Jordan means to me. I mean, he's been one of my favorite actors since I really started getting into movies like I am. I mean,
Yeah.
Chronicle is the movie that really got me started on him. But I'm excited for it. Then we got the Thunderbolts. I think we're all pretty excited about it. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I think Thunderbolts looks like it might be the best Marvel movie we'll get next year. But that's just me. And I heard there's a possibility of us getting Wolverine in it. I heard someone mention that, or saw somebody bring it up the other day. And I'm not really gonna
hmm.
complain if we do get Wolverine. And we're not saying like just any Wolverine. We're talking about the Cavalrine. So
Why would Henry Cavill's
because
Why not?
they
Wolverine
could set up
for?
they could set up Henry Cavill as our Wolverine.
I gotta be honest, I don't want him as MCU's Wolverine.
You don't?
No, I just he just don't fit it for me.
I I think it. I don't know. I think he would fit it. As Deadpool once say, it just feels fucking right.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Do you not like Henry Cavill, or is it just
No, I like Henry Cavill. I don't see him as Wolverine.
right? I mean, he could be Captain Britain.
Yeah, I think that there are probably other roles that would much better suit him than Wolverine.
Right. I mean, I get you on that. I'm not gonna front you on that. I understand. Everybody's got their own opinion on it as well. I just think, in my personal feeling, I feel like he'd be perfect.
Right.
Um, then after Thunderbolts, we got Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. I've only seen the first one, so I don't really care about it at the moment. But I know a lot of people love the Mission Impossible movies, and they're not bad. It just I've not really dealt deep dived into them yet. Um, let's see.
I know we're supposed to. I think because I looked at it earlier because I was curious about what all's coming out movie wise. I think we're supposed to get the next Now You See Me.
Oh yeah, I don't know if it's this year, but I know they were filming it. So we're
That and
Lilo and
sorry.
Stitch. We're getting Lilo and
Yep.
Stitch.
Live action.
Yep, it looks great. I'm excited for it.
But I say, yeah, I'm optimistic about that one.
Um, we're getting
Well, so
Karate Kid Legends.
yep.
Well, you know,
That shit looks like it's gonna be cash.
I told you about how much I'm ready for it yesterday, Ridge.
Yep.
Uh, we're getting Ballerina, which is the John Wick spinoff with Ana de Armas. So that'd be pretty
From
cool.
what I heard, it's supposed to have a good bit of Keanu Reeves in it too.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense because it's the Ballerina is pretty much from where John's from. Like, if you haven't watched the movies, you just have to watch it to understand.
We
Um,
got
we're getting
apparently Until Dawn.
Yeah, we're getting an Until Dawn movie. We're getting Elio Pixar movie. We're getting a live action How to Train Your Dragon. We're getting 28 years later. We're getting F1, Megan 2.0, Jurassic World Rebirth, Superman, The Smurfs, Fantastic Four, Freaky Friday, The Bride, which is a Bride of Frankenstein movie. We're getting the fucking Michael Jackson movie. We're getting Tron Ares, The Black Phone 2, Predator Badlands, The Running Man, fucking Wicked for Good, Zootopia 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Avatar 3, apparently a SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Dude, next year,
Now you just run through the whole damn list, brother.
I literally just did. And it's crazy that we're getting that many big names next year. So we're going to have a big year in movies next year for sure, for sure.
The fact that we're getting Fantastic Four and Superman
In the same year.
in the same fucking year is insane.
And hey, I got to admit, though I don't know if you saw like the pictures of the characters for Fantastic Four, but they look phenomenal.
Oh yeah, comic book accurate.
I love that they're, using the differences in the suits, like adding the whites in different spots to make it different. And I think just from that little picture that we got of him, I think Pedro looks great in the suit. Vanessa Kirby looks phenomenal in that suit. I'm not gonna lie to you. And
To me, the best thing is going right now is the Thing and how he looks.
yeah, I'm excited to see Human Torch too. I mean, that's just because I love Joseph Quinn so much. I'm excited to, and I literally guessed him being the Human Torch, like before they even announced it. So I'm super stoked. And the fact that they're doing a 1960s themed Fantastic Four with the director of WandaVision, I think that's so smart. So I'm excited for it. But that's for movies. We also wanted to bring up, some games that we're getting. I mean, like I brought up earlier before, we're getting like a HD remake of Donkey Kong Country Returns, which is apparently going to be on PlayStation and Xbox as well. That's fucking weird.
But we're here
I
for it.
wonder how much they fucking paid Nintendo for that.
A
Yeah.
lot. A fucking lot.
I mean, I guess we're getting a remaster of Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles.
Ooh.
So I'm kind of curious on how that looks. Um, Spider-Man 2 is coming to PC, which we don't care. I've already played it 3 times. We get Assassin's Creed Shadows in February. I mean, we get to play as Yasuki, so that's going to be great.
Oh, Yasuke.
Yasuke, not Yasuki. Look at me being white.
No, you said Yasuki, and I was like, I was like, that's not the girl's name.
Yasuke, yeah.
Yeah,
Brother, the fact that you
Yasuke.
said, look at me being white over that,
Hey man, you know what's funny?
you,
It's
you did
typically the white.
better than what I would have done, okay?
It's the typical white mom thing and the fucking guess names wrong and shit.
Brother, you know damn well if that would have been my ass doing it, it would have came out 10 times worse, right?
Yeah,
It would have came out somehow sounding racist, probably.
probably.
Coming from my mouth. So there's that for you.
I
If that
mean,
makes you feel any better.
we are getting another Double Dragon next year. Apparently, we're getting Double Dragon Revive. That's what it's called. I don't know how that'll be, but hell, uh, that's cool for people who grew up playing Double Dragon. Um, I mean, I know we're supposed to get Blade. We're supposed to get Borderlands 4. I know that's
Aren't we
coming.
supposed to get Wolverine this year, too?
Supposed to, but we have heard fucking nothing.
I
Um,
think I seen that there was apparently footage leaked on it.
well, that's the whole fucking problem. Insomniac, if something gets leaked, Insomniac freaks the fuck out. Literally, we were supposed to get a Venom game, which we still could. We're supposed to get a Venom game. The big thing, we were supposed to get a online Spider-Man game, which was like a Spider-Verse game. and
You're right.
you could create your own Spider-Man and run around with your friends playing, and it plays like the other Spider-Man games.
We'll still get that.
Though they canceled it, dude.
You know,
They leaked the trailer. These people at the beginning of the year, they leaked it, and they leaked the whole like plan for Insomniac, and Insomniac was just like, well, since y'all fucking leaked it, we're taking it. We're not doing it anymore
that's
because
some petty ass shit.
the people even leaked a bunch of like personal information about people who worked for Insomniac too.
Okay, so I kind of get that though.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was about to say, I think I can see why they may have panicked.
but the fact that they took that game away from us just really fucking hurts. Um, Apparently we're supposed to be getting another Dragon Ball game on that's fucking Android. Never mind, we're not fucking talking about that. Um, let's see, we're getting a Dune game. I think that already came out. Dying Light. Apparently a new Dying Light game's coming out. Um, Elden Ring's getting its DLC. Uh, Game of Thrones is
Oh, you're
supposed to be
talking about
getting,
Night Rain.
yeah. Game of Thrones is
Elden
supposed to be
Ring's
getting
Night.
a fucking
Elden Ring's Night Rain is supposed to be a whole thing.
Game of Thrones was supposed to be getting a good game, but it turns out it's fucking uh, god dang mobile too, so that's gonna fucking suck. Ghost of Yotei is coming out. Shout out to my Ghost of Tsushima fans. Everybody knows that game was goated and forever is goated. The big one. We're supposed to get Grand Theft Auto 6. You know, GTA 5 is probably the most successful video game of all time.
That's the biggest game I'm waiting on, and even then, I'm gonna wait till like because it's supposed to be supposedly around Black Friday whenever we get that, or not Black Friday, but
Thanksgiving.
fall
Yeah.
fall time. I'm gonna wait till Black Friday before I
It'll
touch
probably say holiday 2024. Well, 2025, whenever they release the.
probably.
Um, Apparently we're supposed to be getting a Killing Floor 3, Mikey. Um, let's see.
Yeah, I saw that.
Apparently there's supposed to be a new Pokemon Legends coming out.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
Legend Z.
Can we just enjoy the fact though, real quick? We're living in a time where we're getting Fantastic Four, Superman, and GTA 6 all within the same year.
yeah.
That's fucking wild.
It's awesome, man.
Let's fucking go.
I'm excited. One thing I'm also excited for, I don't know if it's supposed to come out this year or not, but I've heard there's supposed to be another Dragon Ball movie coming out. And, apparently they're supposed to not wrap up, but finish the arc that they're working on with Dragon Ball Super. So I hope we get to see, at least the Japanese dub version of Super this year. That'd be great.
We're getting a live action Dragon Ball.
Not that I've heard of.
Don't put that evil on us.
Dude, the one time we've got it, it was ass. So I'm okay if we never
Okay,
get another one.
so here's this then. Okay, if y'all are going to sit here and say don't wish that on us, what? So how did you feel about Mortal Kombat?
I love Mortal Kombat.
The new one or the old one?
Both.
I said both were good.
I thought they were great.
Because if they reboot Dragon Ball, wouldn't it just match what Mortal Kombat's doing?
No, not at all.
No. Mm-mm.
You don't think a new live action Dragon Ball will do well?
I do think a live action Dragon Ball would do well if they did it correctly. Like how they're doing One Piece. But we've already got a live action Dragon Ball and it was absolutely ass.
How long ago?
What was it, Mikey? Like 06?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it was like 06 or something like that. And it was
Okay,
horrific.
what was out in 06?
What?
What movies were in 06?
Uh,
You had shit like The Mummy.
Holy fuck! Never mind. Dragon Ball Evolution came out in '09.
Okay.
Okay, so you had shit like fucking.
Iron Man.
What was the budget of that Dragon Ball?
Uh,
And who was it by?
let's see. James Wong. Who the fuck is that? For a second, I thought I was gonna say James Wan. I was like, who? I was like, you telling me one of the Kings of Horror movies did this movie? Uh,
Wrong James. Wrong James.
oh, the guy who directed like Final Destination and Final Destination 3 directed that movie. How the fuck did you do so bad, dude?
Who was it under, and what was the price on it?
Uh, 20th Century Fox and 30
Okay, well, there's one issue.
and 30 mil.
There's the other issue. You can't do a Dragon Ball movie. Hey, I don't think you can do Dragon Ball movie with under 30 mil and expect it to do well. Second off, 20th Century Fox wasn't always that great with their movies.
Right.
Even their good movies that we found good, like X-Men, all the X-Men movies weren't great for everyone else.
Well, what their problem was with this movie is one, they got a white guy to play fucking Goku. Then you
Yeah.
then you got a white girl to play Bulma.
Oh, okay. So you're proving my point even more here. There was plenty of issues at hand with this version of Dragon Ball that came out in '09
Right.
by 20th Century Fox for 30 million.
Yeah, you're right.
If you hand it off to HBO or to Max, you're going to have a damn good show or movie come out from it.
Right.
Hell, I'm pretty sure if you hand it off to Netflix and turned it into a show, you're going to have a damn good show come off of it. And if you actually use people that
Well,
fit that
oh
genre that
yeah,
aren't pasty hot
that's what I was
dogs,
meaning earlier. Is like if somebody did it right, it would be great. It'd be phenomenal. But it's like we've seen how bad it's been already done, so it's kind of like fuck. Like I don't
back
want
in '09, though,
to. Right.
with a low budget, that's how we seen it. We didn't see it on a good budget. If that thing was on a good budget,
But like then they changed the way like that they do like the Kamehameha in the movie. Like it's like a fucking weird hand moving thing. Then the only thing that they did that was cool is make King Piccolo the villain, which is regular Piccolo. But that's only it. Now what's cool is the guy who played Piccolo in that movie is the guy who did the voice of Zamasu in Super. So that's pretty fucking cool. That he was able to get his redemption on that.
right?
Um,
To me, give it at least an 80 mil at the least budget and give it to somebody like Mac, I think.
yeah, I could rock with it.
And it would do, you could do easily make more money back, I think.
Well, that's why like I brought up that if they did it like One Piece, it would be great because One Piece has been done right, and that's shown that people love it. Um,
Right.
but other than that, other than those things, I'm excited for. I'm excited for GTA. I'm excited for see if they do anything with Dragon Ball. Of course, Superman. I'm excited to see where WWE takes off next year. Um, I'm just excited for the year. I hope shit goes better this year. Um, but one thing I really do want to talk about is what we want for our podcast for 2025.
Hey, can I bring up one odd piece that goes back to what we first talked about,
Go ahead.
Slayer, with football?
Go
Uh,
ahead.
what did you say the guy's name for the quarterback's name was for Ohio State?
Will Howard? Something.
Okay, I don't think that's what you originally said, but yes, it's Howard.
It probably wasn't, but oh well.
It's all right. You got it right that time.
But so I mean, my personal goal that I'd like to see done for our channel is I would like to see us do more in the TikTok, which I just yesterday made us a TikTok. Um, so getting into more of that and be able to spread our name more. I would like to at least see us at like 200 subscribers by the end of the year. And that's kind of low hitting it in my opinion, but I feel like 2 is a good goal to set up for the next. Um, I mean, I think the highest, like if anything, it'd be awesome if we got 500, but I'm not gonna, set such a high bar that if we don't hit it, I'll be disappointed. But I'd like to see us
Right.
hit at least 200 subscribers. I want to start doing more content besides just the podcast. Like I'd like to, just us like stream us playing something like Marvel Rivals or something, and maybe start doing walkthroughs of games or just something to add more stuff into the channel instead of just the podcast and besides the interviews and everything like that. Hopefully get to go back to some of these conventions like Scarefest and CreepyCon and all that. Hopefully get to interview some more people this year. It'd be great. Um, but I want to say a goal, and I'm only bringing it up, and I know this sounds like the farthest fetch out of any of them, but I'm only bringing this up because I feel like I need to, and I feel like I just need to bring it out into the universe so I can, put it out there. Um, I think, and I want us to be to a point that whenever the Power Rangers movie comes out, we get invited to the premiere. And I know it
That
sounds,
would be cool.
I know it sounds crazy, and I know it sounds far fetched, but it's a goal. And it's a goal that by that point that we're big enough to be considered movie content creators or just content creators in general, and we get invited to be able to experience the premiere of Power Rangers. And it gives us at least a couple years, a year or two to do that. But I think it'd be awesome. And like I said, it's a goal, it's a wish. If we take off due to TikTok or something like that, awesome. If we don't, cool. But if I could choose one thing that for us to happen is us to get big enough to a point that we get invited to movie premieres in general. But that's what we got to grind for. So, Mikey, what do you want to see us do in 2025, and what's one big thing that you would like for us to shoot for within the next couple years?
Well, I can say for certain that I would like to see, I would hope that, we would continue to get invitations from cons to attend, to be able to report on them and talk about the great times to be had there and for the overall experience. That's all I can really think of. That's some of the best times I had this year. Just
Right.
in spite of everything, well, not even in spite, just to recollect for ourselves here on the podcast. That's something I really think about. The times we had conning, the people we got to meet, all that really neat stuff. But that's something I'd like to see for us, more of that. I really thrived there, I feel like, or at the very least, I felt like I did.
Right.
As far as something big, I think I'm with you there on the premiere, but I think my big thing is just what I think my big thing is, I want us to be healthily successful.
Yeah.
I understand that we're an opinionated crew, and I understand that doesn't sit well with everyone. It doesn't need to sit well with everyone. That's
Right.
why I do the warning intros so people understand, like, hey, we're going to say some things that chances are you're not going to like, but we're telling you now that we are opinionated. We don't believe our opinions are facts. We're just passionate about the things we're passionate about.
Right.
But I want, what's big for me is I want to see us grow
Mhm.
healthily
Yeah.
in that success and hopefully just become better known so that we can better provide content that people are interested enough to hear.
Yeah. I'm with you, big dog. I'm with you on that. Bridge.
Uh, so a few things that I think I like to see happen for us within this upcoming year and into the future. Obviously, the cons. I I had fun with the one I got to go to. Unfortunately, it was only the one because at the same time I was working haunts, and haunts was the main time during the cons that we were going to was those two kind of work against each other for myself. But I do know one that is coming. Well, is coming up that I've been keeping an eye on. And that's the Fanboy Expo in Knoxville.
Yeah.
I know that y'all have also been watching the video game one or the animated one. I don't know what it's called, but I've just been watching for the Fanboy Expo because I know that's always got some really big names that comes to it.
Yeah.
Uh, so I'd like to be able to get to more of those. I'd like to, get into some little small bits of comic relief stuff on TikTok and, just be able to get our faces out there a little bit more and be able to have fun with each other a bit more and be able to actually, with ourselves and who knows, maybe with like a random fan at some point, be able to actually get together and hang out more because we
More
do
in
hang
person
out when we
podcast.
can.
More in person podcast.
Right.
Like.
That
Yeah.
and speaking on the podcast thing, one of the big things for me is I would love to be able to by the end of this year upgrade my setup from just being on phone to having a computer with a microphone and having an actual set up for podcasting. That's a big thing for me for this year.
I would like to also at least have a face camera with for mine at least my setup. I think adding that, especially for like games and stuff like that.
Right.
If we're doing gaming content, I think we need to at least have one face camera on one person at least. So
And I would like to. I'm gonna shoot a little bit low, I guess, but I would like to see for this year us try to end up hitting 100 subs.
oh yeah,
Uh,
I mean
I
that's
just
the next big thing, but that's the next big step for us is hitting 100. But I could with how fast we grew just since August, that's why I said 200.
right, but I'm thinking baby steps wise, and I know for me especially, like I sit here and stress over like work and living situations and everything. But I
Right.
just want to be able to make sure that I'm finding a way that I can do this podcast and not have to stress over knowing that I'm going to get to do this podcast.
Right.
Because this is the main thing that I want to do. I've wanted to do this for a long time, and just getting to do this now at the level that we are, it's been a blast,
Oh
and I
yeah,
can't wait for the
and
next
and
years to come.
the success that we've had just in the little I mean, having 63 subscribers on our account, that means something to us because, we didn't expect anybody to, enjoy our content. We didn't expect to go to all these conventions so quickly. We didn't expect, the output that we got already. But, it happened, and to me that shows that it could be more. And I think a realistic goal for each of us this year, like, and for the podcast in general. I mean, yeah, I've got mine. I got my personal. Ridge got his personal. Mikey's got his personal, and I'm sure Caleb's got his personal. But the thing that I feel like we all really want to do, at least by the end of the year, is hit at least 100 subscribers. And I think a big thing that would be really great for us is if we got an actual interview with somebody this year, like an actual sit down or over Zoom type of interview. Um,
Yeah.
I think that'd be awesome.
Another thing, well, this adds on to the whole thing of me getting an upgrade with like getting a computer and everything set up so that way I can actually feel more so formal with the podcast. It's
Right.
that way if you end up missing Slater, we can still have a podcast if we want to do a podcast.
Right. Of course. Of course.
No, not throw a jab at you or anything,
No,
but
you're
kind
right.
of sucks whenever we don't have a podcast occasionally to me. I mean, I get it. It's different whenever, like, I get it. We got missed occasionally, right?
Right.
And we all got
But
to take our breaks.
you're right, because I mean I thought the same exact thing. Is like, I hate, whenever we got to take a personal day, because when we've been working all week and the only off day we have is that Sunday. I'm married, so it's like, we all got shit we got to do. But it sucked that I have to, say, hey, I got to take a personal day or something, when I know I'm the only person who can record this at the moment. So I mean, I understand that for sure. Um, uh, I think. Oh, one last thing. I just remembered it. One thing that will be coming this year, and I haven't told anybody. One thing that will be coming this year is me and Mikey will be doing a vlog, somewhat of a vlog. Uh, haven't told you yet, Mikey, but I feel like this.
Waste bring it on everybody.
Well, I feel like this.
Huh?
I feel like this is a good opportunity to do, not like a long vlog, but I feel like just to show how our week is gonna go for this. In June, me and Mikey are going to 3 shows. If you hear coughing in the background, that's my wife. Um, we're going to 3 shows. We're going to see Metallica, and we're going to see Ice Nine Kills, 2 separate nights, all in the span of 3 days.
Golly.
Yeah,
Is it all in like the same area or?
yeah, it's all in Atlanta.
Oh, God. All
Because
right.
Ice Nine Kills just announced that they're doing a 2 day tour. Like, not tour, but like each tour destination that they get to has 2 nights. And they're like one night after the next, Like, it's not like day, well, one concert, off day, next concert. And what's crazy is the Metallica concert is that Monday, then the next 2 nights are his Ice Nine Kills. The first night they're performing the Silver Scream 1, and the second night they're performing the Silver Scream 2. In both in their entirety. So I think that'd be awesome chance, an awesome moment to do a vlog of some sorts. So I want to put that into the universe. I want us to start getting more into the media side. Like, yeah, we've been, media conventions and stuff like that, but I want to start doing collaborations, start getting in with the community and everything, so we can start building ourselves more as, you know, the podcast, and become a legit channel. Yeah, we've hit 50, over 50 subscribers, which is great, but I want to see us do big things this year. And for the short duration that we've had since August, since we started this podcast, I feel like we could. So has anybody else got anything else to say for the podcast?
Not that I can really think of.
Ridge, anything else, brother?
Well, it's been a fun year with you guys, and I
Yeah.
look forward to what we got coming up in this new year. And You know, just a simple always make sure if you enjoy it that you like, subscribe if you want to, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you know whenever Slater has it posted up for us.
Yeah.
And we will see y'all next year.
And last thing I do want to say is thank you guys for allowing us to grow so much since we've been a thing. Like I said,
Oh yeah.
we started in August, literally the first week of August is the first video we posted, and we've got 63 subscribers since then, which isn't much, but to us that's a lot. And the things that we've got to do, the people we've got to meet, the heroes, the like especially for me, I mean, I've got to meet the two people who were at the top of my bucket list to meet because of this channel. And I've got to meet people that I've looked up to my whole life. And you people couldn't even understand how grateful I am of that. And so I just want to say thank you, and I hope big things for the far side of the pod in 2025. So yeah, like Rich said, we'll see you guys next year. We love you guys, and thank you.